off. Local inspectors laying out plans for bridges in our area following a bridge collapse in Washington yesterday. I-5 bridge in Washington collapsed into the Skagit River last night, plunging cars and drivers into the water. Survivors say it was like a roller coaster without tracks. Chances of anything like that happening here are minimal. News 10's Caitlin Conrad has more in tonight's top story at 6. Caitlin?
Trish, locally, civic engineers are still waiting for the final determination on what went wrong when a truck hit the I-5 bridge last night. State inspectors say if it's something completely unheard of, then they'll be worried. It seems like everywhere you go, you see bridge after bridge after bridge. In fact, you can't get far in southern Oregon without crossing some sort of waterway.
Josephine County has 122 bridges on our system.
And in Jackson County, there's a whopping 256. The good news is most of those bridges are in good shape.
We're pretty aggressive about getting them replaced. There's a state funding program that matches, so the county is able to put up 10% of the cost of replacement, and effectively the Federal Transportation Department puts up the other 90%.
Of the combined 378 bridges in both counties, only 13 are structurally deficient.
That means that all structurally deficient means is that it has a restriction on it for some reason or another.
A limit on the weight or dimensions for the most part applies to semi-trucks. In the case of the Washington collapse, the driver hit the top of a through truss bridge.
We have about 100 of those in the state.
Only 3 of those are on interstates, none in our area. But the Oregon Department of Transportation says the difference between here and up north is there are more restrictions on heavy and wide load drivers.
You have to get a permit if you have an over-dimension load.
The permit process helping truck drivers to navigate alternative routes through the state and prevent damage to Oregon's infrastructure, something which should put your mind at ease when crossing over one of the many bridges in your town. And if truck drivers are found breaking the law, they could pay up to $8,000.
You know, the cost of $500,000, if we can stop those heavier trucks from going over and damaging a bridge, that saves everybody time and money.
This summer, Josephine County will get to work on replacing one of the load-limited bridges, with 90% of the dollars coming from the feds.
It's the only way that we can easily get a lot of bridges replaced when they're, anywhere from $1 million to $3 million a piece frequently.
Jackson County also has a project going on this summer to replace a load limit bridge. That bridge is in Phoenix, going over Bear Creek. Covering more news, Caitlin Conrad, News 10.